Welcome back. So now we're going to basically remove formula but keep the data. This will make sense in a second. So we've got first and last names here. As you can see here, I've got a percentage value through formula, and I've also got the combination of first and last name through formula. We're going to remove those. The quickest and easiest way of doing it is quickly grabbing all the data, right click, click on copy, go to a blank area, right click again, and what we're looking to do is paste a special, and we just want to paste the values. As you can see now, there is no formulas in these anymore, and if you wanted to change the display here, because as you can see it's put it into figures, you could actually just right click, and what we're looking for is format cells, percentage, and I'll drop it back to percentages. Okay, so now we have a nice little sales graph that we've put together, and we're going to add some images to it just to make it a little bit more interesting. Depending where you click, depends where the image goes. So if you double clicked on the top, for example, and we add a picture, it's going to add it in this area here. Click file, just put a hot dog in there just so you can see it. It puts it in the background. Now I'll take that back out. Okay, and then if we clicked on hot dog in the same way, picture or texture, if you want to know where to get that menu from, just double click, fill options, picture or texture fill. Well, it's actually gone straight for it, but you can change it. Let's just do an Excel picture just so you can see the difference. There you go. So you can change these images to suit. In this case, obviously we were going for a hot dog because it's a hot dog. You might do the same for popcorn, corn dogs, etc. Just makes it a bit more interesting and colorful. Okay, the next on our list is the if function, and this is normally useful for if people are over or under budget. In this case, we actually got rooms with different temperatures, and we want an ambient of 22, so we want to know who's got the temperature too high and who's got it too low. So we click in our first ambient in the C column, click on FX, look for the if function, open that, and the first thing is we want to take the data from B3, so we click on that one first, and what we're looking for is for it to be greater than 22 degrees, which would be the ambient temperature. Now if it's true, we actually want it to say hot, and if it's not true, in the sense it's below it, it's cold. Now depending on your climate will depend on where you're wasting energy, but if we just run that through now, you'll see we've got cold because it's under 22 degrees there, hot for over 25, under at 21, hot 23, 24, 20, 27 on 19, cold, 24 hot. Useful function, works the same on budgets when you're trying to go through and see if people are over or under their budgets. Very practical tool in Excel. Next tip is inserting an image. This one actually inserts a image that could be live on another page in a different piece of software that is currently open on your screen. It won't work with things that are minimized, they don't show up, so you will have to enlarge the screen to get a picture. But anyway, you click insert, take this one with a little camera picture in the corner, click on that, and as you can see I've got Visio open here, so we'll open this one up, and it's given me an image, but I don't really want the entire page. I'll just make it a bit smaller as well so it's easier to work with. And I'm really just looking for the bit in the middle, so I'm going to reduce that down again. Now put that up there, and what we want to do is actually just cut this out. So we grab crop. Imagine this is a image you're working with. Whoops. Put that back there. Crop it down. We just want the actual small image area. This could be a graphic for a company, it could be a specific product where you're actually going through the merchandising, so it could be a bottle of Coca-Cola, for example. And then what you want to do is crop it, and that just gives you the image you want to work with, and you can put your data around it. Next is absolute values. As you can see here, we have a discount scheme for staff, 8% discount, and basically this is what they pay, and this is the retail prices with an 8% discount on the staff. I'm not going to go too much into the formula because you can learn that with me just clicking on it, and then you can have a look at this yourself. So you've got C5 times D5. So you've got C5, which is quantity, times D5 equals the retail total price. Then what we have here is the staff discount, which is E5, which is the retail total, times G1. So we've got 8% discount, which is 12 pence, and that gives us the discount for that item. And then obviously this discount total is E5 minus F5. So you've got E5, which is £1.50 minus the discount, which gives you the total of what the staff member should pay, and then you can get an evaluation of the difference in price between the two. Now the first thing I'm going to say here is what you would do here, simple equation, you can pull this down and it's correct on each level. Now because this one's actually pulling the data from outside of this, it's going up here. Watch what happens when I pull it down. All the figures are wrong. The reason being is it needs an absolute value. Now the absolute value in this case, all you have to do is where it's G1, just put a $sign in front of the G and in front of the 1. Press enter, and if I pull this down now, you will see it will correct all the figures. Very useful, and it's one of those things that you may find a bit of a pain in Excel if you don't know how to correct it. Next is show formula. The first thing I want to say here is you can use Control tilde to do it, and I'll show you two other options. So we'll look here, we can see there's a little bit of calculation in here. If we double click, it will actually show the calculations. Now on a simple spreadsheet here it's not really an issue, but when you're using larger sheets you want to see where it's getting the data from, which is why this is quite useful. So we'll leave that alone. The other option is to actually go into File, and we want to go down to Options, and we want to scroll all the way down to Advanced, then into Display. Where are you? There we go. Display options for worksheet. Show formula cells instead of their calculations results. You press OK. That will now actually show you the formulas in there as well. Like I said, you can do Control tilde, which is a little wave, to actually switch that off as well. Next we have text to column. In this case, I've got some buildings in a word list on a Word document. Copy those across, drop them in here, just do a quick paste, just a normal paste, there we go, that'll do. And as we can see, the data itself's all bunched up. We've got the, let's just call it 1, 2, 3, 4 building numbers, then we've got the building name, and then we've got its use. Well, they're all bunched up together and we need to change that. So what we do is we'll highlight that, go over to data, and we want text to columns. And what it's saying here is it can separate them this way. It gives us a preview, but what we're actually looking at here is we want delimited, because fields in line and columns with space between each field. Now we want delimited, characters such as commas or tabs separate each field. As we know, we have commas between them. So we'll go next, and we don't want tabs, we just want commas. It's showing us that's the right format. Click next, finish, and it separates them for us. And as usual, we highlight the tops, double click in the middle to get the widths all the way where we want. We might want a little bit bigger. This is very useful for things like sorting out address books, first and last names, and many other things for data manipulation. It's very, very useful.